I don't suppose you can explain what the hell is happening here? This fella's too scared to talk to you. He's just totally freaked out about yeast. I kind of figured you were doing a messed up version of the Macarena, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ooh, a beer hose. It says beer hose. You're not really sure what purpose it might have served. I don't know, like wet t-shirt contest? Do you really need a reason for a beer hose? What's up, guys? Welcome back to West of Loathing. That game that's all about a cowboy looking to cowpoke a cowgirl, but he can't because he's just a little bit too busy dealing with cannibals. Now, I should probably mention, we haven't actually seen anything to unequivocally prove that Chuck is a cannibal. But you just know that that's a face that eats other faces. Oh, excuse me. Yes? How can I help you? You said you're running a bed and breakfast here? That's what I slewed, yes. I should probably remind people, Chuck has a speech impediment. Like, not only does he randomly emphasize words, but he says ed as lewd. So said becomes slewed, or bed becomes blood. This is his blood and breakfast. You see what I mean about the whole potential cannibalism thing? Chuck, has a mailman been by here recently? Why, yes, my last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you just mean that he left. I like to think he'll always be here. In spirit. Okay, yep, thanks, Chuck. Like, right now, our goal is to head further west, really west of Loathing. But to do that, we need to get the train moving. And to get the train moving, we need to build tracks. And to build tracks, we need lumber. And to get lumber, we need the mayor of Breadwood to give it to us. And to get the mayor of Breadwood to give us lumber, we need to find his missing mail. And his missing mail seems to have disappeared with the mailman, possibly into this guy's mouth, possibly into his basement. That's what we're doing here, but I think I may have figured out a way of getting around this. A little pantry shelf with various tins and jars on it, but if we take a closer look, there's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grape. I'm gonna switch the labels. Hopefully that way he doesn't notice, and once he goes to make tea, he'll take a nap. I just roofied a cannibal. How's your morning going? You know what, Chuck? Susie and I are convinced this is exactly the romantic bed and breakfast getaway that we need. Even though we haven't seen any beds or booze. What's on the menu? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend that's a real knockout. Special tea blend, huh? Oh yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Huh. Oh, that reminds me. I left the kettle on. The water should be boiled by now. Would you care for a cup of tea? No, thanks. I'm good. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips at it while staring at you. After a bit, he starts to look drowsy. Oh my, I'm coming over all sleepy. Perhaps I should get my lewd down for a few minutes. It has been a long day. Please excuse me. Sure. That actually worked. Can I follow him in there now? Oh, okay. And he's sleeping, which means he shouldn't be able to eat me. Thank you for sneaking, Steve. Going through Chuck's drawers seems like maybe not a good idea. There is a key on top of the dresser, though. Okay, we'll yoink that. We got the key to the basement. Should we go check on him? I don't suppose there'd be any interesting information on his body. Chuck's sleeping pretty soundly, but you should be careful not to wake him anyway. I fully agree. Let's go see what's in the basement. Hey, Susie, when we're done in the basement, I don't suppose I could interest you in a cup of tea. A cellar door. Man, I bet it's all kinds of horror down there. Like some kind of medieval torture dungeon. Let's find out. You unlock the door and steel yourself for what you're about to see. Doesn't look nearly as horrific down here as you expected, unless you're particularly horrified by an unmade bed. What? Oh. Yeah, it's just a typical-ish basement, and there's the mail. Hey, this looks like the missing bag of mail. You sling the bag of mail over your shoulder, neither rain nor sleet nor super creepy B&B proprietors. All right. That still doesn't explain. Oh, right, he's sausages and soup now. All right, well, that's fine. We got what we came for. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. As you're climbing out of the cellar, a mailman approaches you. Oh, man, thank goodness you found my mail. This mailbag is yours? Yeah, I've been stressed out lately, so I took a day off and rented a room here for a sort of mini vacation. Chuck's a great guy, a little weird, I guess, but real personable, and his cooking is great. The tomato soup and those great big sausages. His tea did wonders for my insomnia, too. Are you kidding me? Chuck's actually a nice guy? Oh, no. I feel like such a jackass. Oh, yeah, it did seem pretty effective. Anyway, I forgot my mailbag and wasn't sure where I left it, so I've been retracing my steps for ages. Thanks for finding it. Yeah, sure, no problem. Here you go. The mailman walks away with the bag over his shoulder, whistling a cheerful tune. Well, that's sorted, I guess. Should we apologize to Chuck? I think I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. Well, it looks like I beat the mailman back to Breadwood, but you had better still recognize that I fixed your problem. I need my lumber. I gotta head west. Any sign of that missing mail? Yup, found the missing mailman too. He's on his way to deliver it. Excellent. I hope there is a new issue of Mayor's Monthly. Sounds informative. Did you sort out that trouble at the cemetery? No, not yet. Only partially, I guess. Oh no. Do I need to fix all of your problems? You have so many problems. I thought I could just fix like maybe one or two and then you would give me the lumber. Are you kidding me? I should be the mayor of this town. I'm just gonna spare you guys the 5-minute angry conversation that I had with the mayor and summarizes we have to do this, okay? There's no two ways about it. We gotta get the wood. And it turns out Breadwood doesn't just have the wood that we need, but they also really like making bread. Surprise, surprise, I know. Which is why the next thing on our to-do list is to get back their missing yeast. Apparently a bunch of bandits came by, stole their yeast, brought it to a brewery to make some kind of yeast golem? I was gonna say moonshine or illegal beer, but nope, yeast golem. I don't suppose you can explain what the hell is happening here? This fella's too scared to talk to you. He's just totally freaked out about yeast. I kind of figured you were doing a messed up version of the Macarena, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ooh, a beer hose. It says beer hose. You're not really sure what purpose it might have served. I don't know, like wet t-shirt contest? Do you really need a reason for a beer hose? I'm pretty sure this guy's just straight up dead. Like, I don't suppose there's anything I can do for you. That dead guy's hat got knocked off and covered with yeast. Don't mind if I do. Okay, but ew, you got an item, yeast-covered hat. You weren't gonna miss it, right? That yeast beast seems to have killed this guy pretty thoroughly. Okay, yeah, so he definitely wasn't gonna need it anytime soon. Do you think I can talk to the guy behind you, or am I gonna have to bring you to Pound Town first? Okay, some kind of crazy yeast monster has apparently broken loose from the vats and eaten some of the bandits. I guess they brewed up something they couldn't put down. They could barely control it. You'll have to hop to it if you want to prevail here. Okay, listen. Should I tell Susie about what's going on here? Because she's gonna dive in with me, and I feel like she should know. Nah, screw it. What's the worst that could happen, right? It's just a giant blob. I should be able to walk over, punch it right in the dick, and then that'll freeze it for a turn. Susie, would you mind taking a shot? See, she's just so strong. Hit him with the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think punching might not be very effective against it. Fortunately, we've got bullets. And down it goes. I don't know what they were so worried about. I didn't even get anything on my hat. We get anything cool for that other than leveling up? No? Okay, well, I think I need to take this back with me. The remains of the horrible yeast beast. I guess you could take some back to the mayor. It's probably still good, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, half a ton of yeast. That's quite a bit of yeast. Hey there, guy. So, this whole yeast theft biz doesn't seem to have gone well for you guys, huh? Yeah, I know, oh, jeez. Are you a bounty hunter? relax. The mayor just wants his yeast back, okay? He didn't say anything about hauling you in. Ooh, okay, well, the yeast is in that revolting pile. So what happened here? Well, we got bored of bread is all. I know a bit about brewing, and we figured we'd come in and make a couple cakes. You know, no one would mind, so much we stole the yeast. Well, no offense, but it seems like you aren't much of a brewer. Hey! Well, ideally, you wouldn't end up with a ravenous yeast monster. That wasn't my, okay, well, you know, I guess it was my fault, but I understand, okay, what happened. These vats are old. We didn't clean them properly first because we're in a hurry, and I think there were some frogs living in one of them, and you figured you could use the extra hops. Ha ha. Ha ha. Oh my God, just kill me. You know, if you're sure you've got it figured out, you could set up shop in Dirtwater. Oh? Yeah, it's turning into quite a little metropolis. We've got hot dog guy, Doug, you know, the hot Doug, if you had one. I'd love to have my own place. Okay, I'll check it out. All right then. Well, we've added to Dirtwater and got a couple cans of blue ribbon. Can't complain about that. I mean, that guy probably could. Oh, you doing better now, Chief? Now he's too grumpy to talk to you. He's just angrily muttering about yeast. I'm gonna arrest him. Screw this guy. You're under arrest. For what? Steal about 2 handfuls of yeast? Yes. About the sentence for that, what about 3 days in jail? And Breadwood does not actually have a jail? All right, I'll let you off with a warning this time. Reasonable, but you get like 1 spray of the beer hose. That's not even a punishment, who am I kidding? So we've got the missing mail, we've got the missing yeast, now we need the missing caretaker. For some reason, the undead are rising from their graves and charging into the town, raiding the place, all because the caretaker is too busy playing Dungeons and Dragons. And last time, I wasn't intimidating enough to make this guy get back to work, but I'm willing to bet after taking down a yeast beast, he will respect me. That demands respect. Hey, Jeff. Hey. I don't suppose you could get back to work, otherwise I might have to teach you what my fist tastes like. No, look dude, this is your job we're talking about. Take some responsibility and go do your job if you want to keep it. Come on. Sorry to hassle you, but this is important. You gotta keep those soldiers in their holes. All right, fine. Sorry guys, my dad says I have to go. That's daddy to you. He leaves with a dramatic eye roll and the other nerds snicker. Good. Oh wait, is he actually the mayor's son? Was he talking about the mayor or me? The only person who gets to call me daddy is Susie. What have I just walked into? I was about to say the next thing on the mayor's to-do list is to get an overdue library book back. I know it's a major emergency. But it brought us to Alexandria Ranch, which also pleases Susie. She wants to go to all the ranches, make sure everybody's fine, you know, avenge your family and whatnot. But it seems like I've come across some kind of cow dance squad. And I would imagine they'd probably want to dance on my face. Yeah, there's no way past these cows except through them. Well, let's do it. I should be able to handle them just fine, right? I got the 1-2 punch. That should, holy crap. I know that punching a cow is kind of a dick move in real life, but in this game, they're really strong. Or used to be. It seems like now Steve has gone Super Saiyan 2 and he can absolutely tenderize them. Way to go, bud. Holy crap. I thought Susie was the overpowered one. All right, well, let's see what's going on with this, crap. Yeah, Susie, don't come over here. Wow, this place has really been blown to pieces. Yeah, you're right, actually, it looks like it exploded. How would the cows explode something like this? It's a heap of smoldering books. You managed to find part of an overdue library book from Redwood Library. All right, I guess that's better than nothing. Anything in these? The Diary of Alexandria. Last time I read a diary, I had an evil doll in one of these places released to the world. I don't know if I should be reading anything. Advanced cow punching I should, though. You can learn some more of those 1, 2, 3 punches. All right, interesting. Wait, what was that? Solid steel vault door? How did a farm have this? Or why? Interesting. It's half a cannonball, the front half. Weird. You picked up the cannonball and inspect it. There's an inscription that you can mostly read. It says the cannonball came from Fort Treason. It's got the address stamped right onto the surface. The bombardment was done by the army. Oh, what? So this place was blown up. It wasn't the cows, it was the military that took them out. People might have survived in there, I guess, but that's really weird. This is way too strange of a mystery, so I couldn't help myself. You flip through the diary. Most of it is uneventful, describing the life of a woman who likes books and isn't interested in much else. It ends with a passage about a soldier from the nearby fort warning her about some kind of danger he wouldn't specify, so she moved her most valuable books to the cellar and took the ordinary precautions. For example, boarding up the windows and not leaving the house at night. Turns out that isn't much good against cannonballs. Okay, well, I'm at Fort Treason, which is very aptly named. Susie, I don't suppose you have anything to say about this place? Real quiet. Guess all the soldiers cleared out for some reason. That cannon still looks in decent shape. I wonder why they didn't take it with them. They must have been in too much of a hurry to lug it with them. So why rush then? Weird, so they're not here? It looks like every other fort we've been to, but clearly something happened. This keeps getting weirder and weirder. Like, they didn't take any of their stuff with them. All of their diaries and their things are left by their beds. There's still food on the table as if they left in the middle of dinner. Like, normally I wouldn't show you guys this stuff, just gathering up random items, but it's literally all I have to interact with. This must have been where they stored all of the fire. Very funny, Steve. Now is not the time. Maybe these soldiers' diaries have something to say. Most of Private Mathow's diaries, empty pages, ink splotches, and latrine duty again, blah, blah, blah. Near the end, though, you start to see notes about the fort's commanding officer, Captain Simon, going off the deep end. As Mathow puts it, being stuck out here in the middle of nowhere doing nothing is driving the captain friggin' bug nuts. When the captain eventually decided that a nearby ranch occupied by a solitary woman and her book collection was actually an enemy spy outpost, Mathow felt compelled to warn the woman, but was too worried about getting court-martialed to give her any specific details of the looming threat. In an attempt to prevent an imminent cannon bombardment of the ranch, Mathow stole some ballistic charts and hid them in a post office box during a shore leave in Dirtwater. This place doesn't have any damn shore, he comments. What the hell? Unfortunately, the cannons had already been calibrated, and when Mathow returned to the camp, he discovered the shelling had already begun. In his last entry, he declares his intention to start a mutiny, but the diary ends with there being no conclusion to the story. Interesting. So we still don't really know what happened next, but at least we know why they bombed her. Horse, you're drunk again, or quite possibly still drunk. Can you please go home? Do you have a home, or are you just, he's gone. Okay, great. I'm gonna go talk to the mayor and just pray that we've done enough. Do you know that there are people getting bombed out there? He's too busy picking up dirt off the ground and shoving it in his ass. Okay, great. Any luck recovering our yeast from those bandits up at the old Schmaltz Brewery? Oh, yep, got that. Oh, well done, that's quite a help, thank you. Happy to help. Did you get our bread back from those miserable baker boys? No, I didn't remember bread. Okay, well, were you able to find that missing library book? Well, yeah, about half of it. Oh, well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh, well, everyone mostly skipped the words and just looked at the pictures anyway. Mostly just the bottom half of the pictures, so that's all right. I guess the captions are still there, you know, right? Did you manage to get that logging permit yet? No, I haven't found any logging permit. Did you bring back the soup? I need all 5 bowls filled, mind you. Oh, nope, didn't do that. Sort out the trouble at the cemetery. Yes, I did do that. Well, that's certainly good to hear. Those skeletons were a real nuisance. Yep, they sure have a way of getting under your skin. Mayor glances at the list of problems posted on the wall and paces around nervously. Oh, that's not enough. You gotta be kidding me. I wish I could choke you under that glorious beard. You know what, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of West of Loathing, guys. I really want to move on to the final section of the game, but the problem is I need one more task for the mayor, and I don't have the skills necessary to do any of them. I've only been fighting yeast beasts and a couple of random cows in these videos. I try not to show you guys the same thing over and over again, so I'll do the grinding in between episodes. I'll level up my lock picking, my cow punching, or whatever, and then I'll return to hopefully find another room for Susie and I to bunk in again soon. But thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.